Marty, there's been a break from the Championship. We had the FA Cup fixture and the excitement of it, ultimately the disappointment of it. Now, with the games all coming up, all in the Championship, is it complete laser focus now on what we all know is the challenge?
Definitely. I think that we know that the FA Cup was a good opportunity to play a very historic trophy, and I think that we can take now, looking back, some positive from the way we perform against a very good Premier League side. But now there is no excuse. There is no doubt that the main focus is just to get the good results that we need to get in the next, especially in the next games, because January, I've been talking about how important this will be this month for the future, and in that sense to have the opportunity to play the next 3 games at home with our crowd, with our supporters. I think that everybody knows how important this will be, and I think hopefully this can make the difference to be bounce back and get the results that we need.
Due to the 4-point gap, the fans are getting nervous. What do you feel the dressing room is like?
I think the guys I totally understand the feeling of the supporters. I said that before, that to be a supporter is about emotions, is about feelings, and I totally understand them. Our message to the guys is very clear, and I think the dressing room is like this. We have been involved in football for years, and we know that it's about focusing into the next game. So it sounds a little bit like a topic, but that's the reality. We know that to get one victory can change the view that even the supporters might have for the future. I think that it's very important to be very know about how it will be. We don't know if until the end of the season, but it will be a huge task to get out of the situation where we are. We need to be calm about it, just make sure that our focus, the full energy is in to perform well in every game. And as I said, we need to try to, these small margins that unfortunately we were not getting with us in the last few games. We need to make sure that are turning in our side, because that might be the difference between getting 2-3 good results again in a row. That can change a little bit again the mood. So my focus, doesn't change that much. My attitude towards the games after a victory, after a lose, it's just about understanding which are the areas that we need to improve and make sure that we perform well on Sunday.
I know a lot has been said in recent weeks with regards to set pieces, but from 13 games, we've only conceded 5 goals from open play, and our expected goals against is the 4th best in the Championship in the time you've been at the club. Is that cause for optimism?
It's definitely a very good signal, and it's definitely a reference on how good the team has been doing some parts of the game. I don't think it's because we took a defensive approach, but about the way we want to dominate the games, getting in possession, trying to press high. This helps us to be stronger defensively. So we are aware that there are many areas that we have been getting better and better over the last games, and there are some areas that we are aware that we need to improve, and this is the reality, I guess, that for every football club, and we are not an exception. So unfortunately, regarding the set pieces, I said before, we don't need now to make a big thing. We are trying to adjust things. Our training methodology is very clear in that sense. We are not now getting mad at just from Monday to Sunday, just working on set pieces. That will not make any sense. But it's definitely something that the club, unfortunately, has been struggling now over the recent seasons. And yeah, it's taking a little bit more than what we wanted to get the results in that area. But I'm sure that the work we have been doing over the last couple of weeks will pay off.
And the challenge with spending too much focus on set pieces is that it makes everyone nervous when there's a set piece against us. So it's the balance about doing the necessary work without it becoming a mental block.
That's it, and perhaps one of the best ways to make sure that we don't get exposed to this is, again, our identity. So if we make sure that we have the ball a lot, that we press high, that we are defending as high as we can, then we will not concede a lot of corner free kicks around our area, right? So I think that sometimes solutions are quite easy. Then it's about making sure that this is happening on the games. But as I said before, my main focus is not only that. It's about how we can create more chances. It's about how we can be even more aggressive on the pressure, how we can play the ball faster to open gaps, to be more dominant. So football is complex because there's a lot of small factors, but as well small edges that we need to put in our side.
You said recently that dealing with a high press is a challenge that the players are learning to overcome. Is that something that you will anticipate will be up against the players on Sunday against Watford?
Yeah, because Watford has a coach and has an identity that they like actually to press very high. and I think that we took a big step forward in our concepts, in the way we want to succeed against these scenarios in the first half against Bournemouth. We were extremely dangerous. We beat the high pressure of one of the best teams doing that in the Premier League. So I'm very pleased about our tools, about how it has been the development since, for instance, the Millwall day. That definitely was perhaps the first day we really faced this kind of a scenario. It's not a secret. We knew that in the moment that the team started to know that we are a team that tries to play on possession, that tries to build up from behind, this kind of a scenario, it will happen and it will come. So I'm sure that this Sunday probably we will face some parts of the game where the opponent will try to press us high, and then I think that we are developing our tools to beat that kind of pressure in a very positive way.
And team news, what can you tell us? Ilias Chair, Chris Willock, Steve Cook, Jack Colback have all been out in recent weeks for varying amounts of time. What's the latest with them?
We took a lot of good news regarding them, because obviously they are very good players, important players for us, and it was a bit disappointing to not count on all of them at the same time, at the same moment of the season, but that's how it is. And the important thing is that now they are taking steps forward, they are training with the team, it looks positive for I would say all of them, and then we need to take a final assessment before the game, but I'm sure that it will be a big contribution from most of them.
And just finally, you've spoken regarding the fans on numerous occasions and highlighted just how crucial they are, but also how supportive they have been throughout the highs and the more difficult spells. 3 huge games coming up in W12 over the course of the month. What are you after from them?
Yeah, it's a little bit these upwards and downwards, right? I think that we are together on this. They have been showing an amazing support from day one since I arrived here. And to get the opportunity to, in a crucial month like this one, to play 3 games in a row at home, I think it's a massive opportunity. So I expect, the team knows, I expect everybody to push the extra mile for them, for the supporters, to give them back all this support. And I hope that we can get good results all together, because I'm sure that if we can get through the next game, and then the next one, and then the next one, so 3 games in a row at home, this is a massive advantage that we need definitely to take.